Hi everybody, welcome to VeteranBassin. Today we'll be talking the fall transition. Now, the fall transition is the change in certain conditions that changes bass from the summer pattern to the fall pattern. Now, what people need to realize is that it's a transition, so it's going to take a little bit of time. So most of you really won't even know that the transition has started. You know, you'll start to see the grass die back. You'll start to see the weather start to change. But most people's clue that the transition has started will be, where'd your bass go? Now, if you're in the north, then this video is way late. Transition has already started. But here in the south, we are beginning to start the transition now. The nights are starting to get a little colder, and the length of day has shortened down. Now, we're going to talk about where these fish are going during this transition. Now, like I said before, there are two factors that causes this transition and change. And that would be night temperature and length of day. Once those two things start to happen, then you'll start to see the bass separate. Not separate. Once you see those two things happen, the transition begins. Now, in the summer, you know, the pattern of the bass, they separate into two. You have some that's up shallow and some that move off into the deep. Now the first place we're going to talk about is the bass that's up shallow. Now the bass that are up shallow, they will start to move once the grass die out or die back. And once that starts to happen, then they're going to start to look for the hard cover. You know, like lay down trees, stumps, dock pilings, rock, that kind of thing. That's what they're going to be more going for. Now, the deep bass, they're going to start to bunch up or conjugate, however you want to say it. And they will begin, they are more bait fish driven. So in the fall transition, you'll see the bait fish start to school up and they'll start to move. And they'll start going towards these deep pockets and transitions. And those deep bass will follow. Okay, so I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. So, with that being said, now that we know where the bait fish are going for the deep fish and what the shallow fish are doing, we will touch a little bit on how to catch these fish. And right now, you still have a good topwater bite. Still right now in the south, you still have a good topwater bite. Flipping is still good right now, flipping and pitching, because there is still some grass. Now once the grass die back, flipping and pitching is over with. But as we go on into the fall, then it's pretty much all reaction. Your crankbaits, spinner baits, you know, jerk baits, flukes. That's where we are headed to as far as the baits go. Now, I touched on that a little bit, but in the next video, we'll go over the baits that we'll go a little bit more in depth with the baits that are best used for in the fall. Now, I ran through the fall transition. It's the transition to time where, you know, yeah, the bass move, the bites gets a little slow, but once we get into the fall, into the fall, it'll start to pick back up. And that's when your reaction strikes and everything starts to happen a whole lot more often. But all in all, those are my opinions. Well, except for the fall transition part. That part is pretty much true. It happens. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and don't forget to turn on notification for new content. And I hope to see you out there. And thank you very much for watching. Have a good one.